Hola, Karibu Shop customers. So today I'm going to talk about skin rashes, skin reactions in general, pimples, rashes, and all that. And I'm going to talk about the causes of those. Diet is number one, which is the one I'm going to really expound on. And then there is, of course, the lack of exercise, lack of sweating. Then there is changing cosmetics. When you change your cosmetics from artificial chemicals to the natural chemicals, your skin could react. Or when you change from the natural products like the ones of Karibu shops to the artificial chemicals like the ones you find in supermarkets and all these lotions and all that, your skin could also react. But today I'm going to talk about diet. And in diet, we have skin allergies. Skin allergies could arise from the food that you eat, from the natural ingredients in the food you eat. Let's take an example of the milk. Milk is a big culprit for allergies. You could be allergic to the ingredients, the natural ingredients in the milk that come in the milk, like the casein or the whey proteins in there. And they're the ones causing you reactions. Or you could be allergic to the chemicals that are added by people as they're raising this animal, the antibiotics, or what are those chemicals they spray them to keep ticks away, or to the chemicals that are added to the milk as it is being processed in the factory before your consumption. All this chemical profile could be responsible for the allergies that you have. And so the best thing that you can do for food allergies is to identify which food you're allergic to. I think there are tests for that. But also you could use elimination method, where you eliminate a certain food for some time and then see how your skin reacts, especially foods that you do not suspect. Let's take an example of milk tea. You've been taking milk tea ever since you were young until now you are in your 30s. And you've never really looked at it as a problem. After all, you really enjoy it, quite like I do. Yeah. And so you've never really looked at it as the enemy for your skin, and your mind has never gone there. So all I'm asking is for open-mindedness and flexibility to, get rid of some foods once in a while and see how your skin reacts. Of course, you have to be efficient in taking notes and counting days that you're off these products, like a scientist, much like a scientist, and your body like the laboratory. Yes. We also have problems of starchy foods. Our foods in Uganda are starchy: sweet potatoes, Irish potatoes, posho, rice, wheat products like bread, cakes. Chapati is big now with the Rolex all over the place. So we're eating a lot of starchy foods, and the problem is not really the starchy food, it's eating a lot of it. So when you're consuming a lot of it, one of the things is that it keeps your blood sugar up. And when the blood sugar is up constantly in the body, it causes inflammation of the body organs. And the skin is one of such organs in your body. It is the largest organ. So it will usually be the one to show that inflammation in some people, not all of them, to show that inflammation in form of reactions which express themselves as rashes or pimples. So sugar is pro-inflammatory, causes inflammation reactions, but sugar also dries the skin. So when sugar dries the skin, it makes the skin susceptible to reactions. So number one, what you can do is, of course, to limit the amount of sugar that you're taking. I'm not saying stop drinking sugar in your tea. You can, of course, that would be the best. But if you like it, like most people do, especially addicted to it, you do not have to be taking sugared tea all day long. You could take just your sugared tea at breakfast, and that is it. Instead of every time they bring you tea, you're putting in sugar and you're taking tea all day long. But also to reduce on your starchy foods. And this you can do by limiting the amount of food you put in your mouth. So you're not going to have 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and supper, and then in between have snacks, cookies, chocolates, in between, tea with sugar, in between the meals. So all the time you're fed all day long, especially people that say they have ulcers and they have to avoid themselves from being hungry to prevent hunger. So you're feeding all day long and then feeding on sugared foods, keeping your sugar high and suffering the consequences of high blood sugar, which is really dry skin and inflammation and hence rashes. Yeah, then there's also oily foods, of course. In Uganda, we fry our food. We fry our eggs, we fry our lunch, Butto is a big deal. Seed oils in jerrycans, the ones that we buy in supermarkets and shops, they're big. And then you add on junk foods like, chapatis and now all these KFCs that are all over the place, which we like, deep fried chicken and all that. So your body is really struggling with a lot of oil. Now, the skin is an organ of excretion. When there is toxic overload in the body, one of the areas in which you get rid of that overload is the skin. So the skin will be used to get rid of the extra oil. In so doing, this can cause, number one, inflammation of the skin, but also pimple breakouts with the oil, especially when the skin pores get blocked and then get infected and cause pimples. So, stay away from the oily foods, or once again, don't eat that much. You may be enjoying your fried food. Boiled food might be tasting bland to you, there. Yeah, so you want to fry your food. It's okay, fry your food, but limit the meals. You do not have to be enjoying fried things all day long. So it's moderation. It's all about moderation and giving time to your body to get rid of that extra toxicity without adding in another constantly. Yeah, so you might want to stay away from oily foods, especially if you are pimple prone. Yeah. Then, of course, there are pro-inflammatory foods. Pro-inflammatory foods are mainly foods that come from the factory, especially meats. We love sausages in Uganda, actually. Sausages, long ago, they used to be a sign of high economic status, but now I see sausages everywhere because I'm a walker. So as I'm walking all over Uganda, I see sausages everywhere. Now they are common. So processed foods are now common. Processed meats are now common. And in there, they put chemicals that are supposed to improve the color of the meat, supposed to improve the length that the meat stays without getting spoiled, supposed to trick you in being addicted to that meat so that you remain a customer. I am a food scientist. I did food science at the university. So I know what we do to the meat to ensure that you buy it, it's attractive to your eyes. So we change the color, it stays long without getting spoiled so that people don't lose their money, but also that you are able to be addicted to it, to return to it by altering the taste and playing around with your dopamine reward centers in the brain. Yeah, so that food is pro-inflammatory. Those chemicals themselves are pro-inflammatory and can cause big problems for your skin. And of course in Uganda you can never talk about diet, which is putting something in your mouth, without mentioning alcohol, being that Uganda is among the top alcohol consuming countries in the world. Alcohol, its problem is not alcoholism. Please don't be an alcohol drinker and point fingers at those who are consuming a lot of alcohol and thinking that they're the ones going to bear the brunt of the ill effects of alcohol. The problem with alcohol is not the consuming of too much alcohol. It is the consuming of alcohol. I'm sorry to give it to you like this. The alcohol itself is the problem. So as long as you're putting alcohol, when you put alcohol in your mouth, the number one thing it does is increase your stress hormone, cortisol, in the body. And when the cortisol goes up, the skin, it can cause skin reactions because number one, cortisol is a catabolic, maybe I'm going into details. It's a catabolic hormone. It destroys. And one of the things that it eats up is the collagen and elastin proteins that are in your skin that are supposed to make your skin look young and supple and strong. It destroys them. And then it is pro-inflammatory, which causes rashes and pimples. And then of course the alcohol itself dries the skin, and once you dry the skin, then you cause problems for the skin. The skin is only healthy when it is moisturized. Anything that dries the skin makes the skin susceptible to reactions. All right? So alcohol, I don't even know what to advise you about alcohol. On food, on oil and starchy foods, I said eat little. On alcohol, you're playing with poison. Pray to your God to help you against alcohol. Yeah, but of course, dosage does matter. So, but I know that when you take one beer, you can never take one beer. Because one beer is what some scientists may claim to be safe for you. But it's not. It's not even safe. There is no safe poison. All poison is poison. But you can never take one beer. The beer asks for another. I see people saying they take wine, and you're supposed to take half a glass of wine to be safe. But the moment they sit on the bottle of wine, they finish it. And then they order for another because they finished it so quickly. The wine tastes good. The conversation is really nice. The body has warmed up. Your decision making is now all over the place. You take a second bottle of wine. So, we drink wine. I don't drink spirits, so I'm okay. No, the problem is alcohol. Whether you wrap it in the wine, whether you wrap it in the spirits, or you wrap it in the beer, it is the problem. So by all means, be mindful of what you put in the mouth: alcohol, sugar, oily foods, and then the foods that you're allergic to, which you really need to take time to discover. And in the meantime, of course, use our products at Karibu Shop. Our products are designed to just give you high quality skincare. They are made right out of nature, Ugandan nature. They are harvested right here in Uganda and delivered to your Ugandan skin, chemical free. And we do our products based on first principles. Yes, scientific first principles on how to fight things like wrinkles or pimples, and how to glow the skin naturally. Shea butter used in northern Uganda, eastern Uganda as well, for years, generations, to deliver high quality dark skin. Cow ghee used in western Uganda for centuries in beauty rituals for brides. So we combine all these things to ensure that you get the most high quality skincare that is thoughtful. Ciao. God bless.